Hello everyone, welcome back to another exciting Java tutorial where you will be learning output statements in Java. If you are a new person to Java or a person who just started Java, the first thing that you need to learn is how to display the output on the screen. Printing is one of the fundamental skills that helps us debug as well as understand how our code is actually working. In this video, we will explore all three powerful ways of printing in Java. Let me first make you understand all three print statements that are present in Java. The first one is which prints with new line. The second one is which prints with same line. The third one is which prints formatted output to the screen. Now let's try to understand each one of them clearly by actually printing each statements in our code. Let's come to the first one. Printing with new line. Think of it like you're sending a message and then you will hit enter after each line. In simple words, it's like you're printing each line of information in new line. The syntax is something like System.out.println. Make sure you always use ln followed by a parenthesis. As we have already learnt in our first lecture that keywords like system should always start with capital S and out should always start with small, we will use double quotation marks to print the string and we will use single quotation marks to print the character. Don't worry much about this. We will actually get to know how this exactly works when we start writing our code in the IDE. Now let's actually print and see how it is getting executed. Type exactly as I am showing you in the screen. Enter System.out.println followed by parenthesis followed by double quotes. Hello, welcome to Java. Output statements, close the quotation marks, close the bracket, followed by a semicolon. As I have already said in our previous lecture, if there is no semicolon at the end of print statements, the compiler will throw you an error. After entering the first line, enter System.out.println, open the parenthesis, followed by a quotation mark, enter, I hope you are enjoying the Java tutorial. Close the double quotes, followed by the parenthesis, and then add a semicolon. So let's now compile and see what will be the actual output. It will take few seconds. Please wait. Now we can see that two statements have arrived in the console. The first statement is hello, welcome to Java output statements. That is present in one line, followed by I hope you are enjoying Java tutorial is in the next line. In the above statements, we have actually printed the strings. But now let's try to understand how the characters will be printed to the screen. Again, enter the following things as I am showing you in the screen. System.out.println. Open the parenthesis followed by single quotes as we are printing the character. Enter J, close the single quotation mark, close the parenthesis followed by semicolon. After entering J, enter the following line. System.out.println, open the parenthesis, again the single quotation mark, enter the character A, close the single quotation mark, followed by parenthesis. Do the same procedure for V as well as A. So after executing this program, you can see J is printed in the first line, A is printed in the second line, V is printed in the third line, followed by A is printed in the last line. Now let's try to understand printing on the same line. Consider this as you're typing the information but you will never hit the enter. In simple words, I can say all the information will be printed in the same line. The syntax for printing information in the same line is as follows: System.out.print followed by parenthesis. Make sure you always remember one thing. If you want to print information in the same line, you are never supposed to use ln. Now let's get back to our Eclipse IDE and see exactly how it works. Enter the following code: System.out.print followed by parenthesis followed by double quotes, and enter the content as Java followed by another double quotes and close the parenthesis. Make sure you always use semicolon. In the next line, enter System.out.print followed by parenthesis followed by double quotes, and the content is close the double quotes, close the parenthesis followed by semicolon. Do the same procedure for a good programming language. Now let's try to run this program and see how the actual output is. Each word are coming in the same line as we have not specified println. Now you can see that Java is a good programming language has appeared in the same line even though we have returned them in different output statements. In the same way, try to print the characters and make sure you drop that code in the command. If there are any corrections needed, I'll be here to help you. Now let's try to understand our final formatted output. In this formatted output, we will be printing the integer, floating point, string, characters, and so on. Let me first make you understand what actually are all these keywords. Integer is generally used to print the whole numbers. There are no decimal points that are present after a particular number. We will use %d to print an integer in the formatted output. Now let's try to understand what exactly is float. Float is an opposite of integer. We will be using decimal numbers here. After a whole number part, we will have dot followed by another set of numbers which indicates that it is a decimal number. So to print decimal numbers, we will use %f in the formatted output. Now let's try to understand what is string. Basically, we can say string is a combination of characters or it can be a sentence. We will be using %s to print the string in the formatted output. Character is a single alphabet where we will be using %c to print characters. So now let's go back to our Eclipse. The syntax of formatted output is as follows: System.out.printf followed by parenthesis. Now let's print few sentences and try to understand this. Enter the following code as I am showing you. System.out.printf followed by open parenthesis followed by double quotes. This is our %d lecture. Close the quotation marks, enter comma after closing the double quotation marks, followed by enter 5, close the parenthesis and add semicolon. Now let's run and see how exactly this prints. We can see that in the output, in place of %d, 5 has been appeared so that the sentence looks like this. This is our 5th lecture. Now let's print floating point and see how it works. Enter System.out.printf followed by parenthesis, double quotation mark. The value of pi is %f, close the quotation marks. Again add comma, 3.15, close the parenthesis, add semicolon. Here, in place of %f, the value of pi, that is 3.14, will be printed. Now let's try to understand how do we print strings in formatted output. Enter System.out.printf followed by the same parenthesis, double quotation mark. We are learning Java %s, double quotation marks, comma, output statements, close the parenthesis, add semicolon. Output statement will be printed as we are learning Java output statements. Don't forget to add double quotations around the output statement because as we are using strings, we are supposed to write the information using double quotes. Now let's print our last statement, that is characters. Enter System.out.printf followed by parenthesis, double quotation mark. The first letter of alphabet is %C, close the quotation mark, add comma. Write letter A using single quotation, close the parenthesis, semicolon. Instead of printing %C, the value of A will appear in the place of C. So this makes the sentence look like the first letter of alphabet is A. Now let's execute this complete code and see how exactly this program is printing information. From integer part, the line is printed as this is our fifth lecture, followed by from floating point, the value of pi is 3.14. From the string part, we have printed we are learning Java output statements. From the character part, the first letter of alphabet is A. I hope now you have a clear idea of printing things in Java. There are more such practical questions that we have given in our JavaFlair website. Make sure you practice all of them to make your Java skills more better.
Thank you for your patient listening. If you like this video, please make sure you share, like and subscribe our Java tutorial. Thank you.